Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another film. So today's film is a bit of an infill. As many of you will already know, I recently had an operation, and until such time I can get out and about with the camera gear and start carrying those heavy loads again, I decided I wanted to put something out just to bridge the gap and not have too long of a period where the channel is not putting any new content out. So back in 2021 I did, as part of a video, a focus stack of some small mushrooms. And many of you got in touch after that asking if I could show you how I put images, focus stacked images together in Lightroom and Photoshop. So now would seem like an ideal opportunity to do that. So I'm going to do that now. Link above to the video which showed the in the field process of stacking an image. And I'll also put a link above and in the description below where you can get the video which is including the focus stack that I'm going to demonstrate now. The reason I'm not using the original video which I did in the field is because the image I want to show you as part of the stacking system is much more appealing to look at for a start off. The original mushroom that I did as part of the infield stack was not particularly pleasing to the eye. It was just really for more of an example of how I do it. This image that I want to show you today, well, it's all, like I say, it's also really a nice image to look at, but there's also some changes during the different exposures where I've had to do a little bit of time blending, and I think it's useful to show that because things do change between exposures when you're doing a stack, and this is really useful to know this little tip to help you get to sort of work around that problem. So let's get into Lightroom now and I will show you the image, and let's get started on the process. So these in the film strip at the bottom are the 5 images, and they're all identical apart from different focusing points, and you will see if you look at the fly just here that it's completely blurred on that shot, and that's where I want to show you how to do the bit of time blending as and when you need to do it. The images add some basic adjustments to blacks, whites and shadows, and pretty much not much beyond that. I've done a bit of a crop at the top because part of the mushrooms were a little bit unsightly at the top, and I didn't like that. I'll just show you that there. If you just look above the crop mark, I don't want to change it because all the images have been cropped identically. You'll see that there's just some broken off segments of the mushrooms there. So what I'm going to do now, all the adjustments I've made, is been select all the shots together and go to where are we? Photo. I was right the first time. Photo, and open as layers in Photoshop, and that will take them through to the latest version of Photoshop and stack them all together in the layers palette, so I can work with them all sort of together to get the stack organized. Okay, so we've got all the layers already and waiting in Photoshop now. And what I am going to do, which you can skip this step, is if you look down at the bottom here, I've got a file size of 1.31 gigabytes. Now for this purpose, just for illustrative purposes, I don't need an image that's that size for this job. So I'm going to go to image size, and I'm effectively going to reduce the size of the shot just so that the computer is going to handle it a lot quicker, and we're not sitting here all day waiting for certain processes to be completed. So I'm just going to make that 3000 pixels along the longest edge. So quickly do that, and we're going from 1.31 gigabytes down to 251 megabytes, which is much more acceptable. So we'll just put that on fit screen. Now going back to when I mentioned time blending earlier on, if I just scroll through these, you can see that one there where the fly is quite soft, and well, very soft in fact. It's very blurry, and it serves no purpose other than you will probably want to clone it out, but I quite like the fly in this shot, and that position there is probably one that I would go for as my favourite. Having said that, I'm going to go for this one down here, because the reason being, and it's a small thing, is that the fly is looking into the frame, whereas the top one, it will be looking out of the frame. So that's the one that I'm going to pick ultimately as the part of the finished shot. So selecting them all again, so hold down the shift key and select the top and bottom, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit and auto align the layers. Right, so now that that's done, the next step, and this is what you need to do for the time blending aspect of it, is you need to duplicate all these images. The reason I'm duplicating them all, I actually only probably need one, which is to sort the fly out to get the correct one, just in case Photoshop, when it stacks them together, it chooses the wrong version of that segment of the shots, because you can never really predict what it's gonna select. There may well be other parts of the scene that are not quite as sharp as I want them, and I may want to manually select something else up over and above what Photoshop has selected. So with all the images selected, I'm going to press Command J, and I'm going to hide all those copies just for now. So the next thing I want to do is select the originals, which are the ones that aren't marked as copies, and go to Edit and Auto Blend the layer, and tick the selection that says Stack Images, obviously not the panorama one above, and I'm going to keep these two boxes ticked here: Content Aware, Fill Transparent Areas, and Seamless Tones and Colours, and then just click OK. Very, very simple process. Photoshop just gets on with it. So there we go. Photoshop has done a reasonable job of stacking the whole thing together, but look what's happened. It picked two because we had two sharp flies. It's picked two of them. What I need to do in this instance is I need to find the image in the sequence above, which has got the fly on it that I want. So it's not that one. If you remember, it's the bottom one. I think that's the one I want. So what I'm going to do with that, because by selecting that now I've overridden everything that's below it and you can't see any part of the stack anymore. I could get rid of all these down here with the masks on them, because what we're really only seeing is this one here. So I'm going to hide all those, because that is the finished stack just there with the two flies on. So I'll select that one above, and like I said, that's a single layer image. What I need to do is add a mask to that shot, and it's straight away there you can see that I've just got the one fly on it still. So I'm going to invert the mask by pressing Command I and Control I on a PC, and we're back to seeing the whole of the image through the image. The black mask enables us to see right through to the layer below. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select a paintbrush, a white brush, and I'm literally just going to paint with the white brush and paint out the original fly. You can see there on the mask on the right hand side that there's a hole in that mask now where I've painted out the second fly just to reveal the one that I want. And that essentially is the entire stack. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press Flatten Image, and there we have the final version of the stack. Pretty straightforward and simple process. So if we go in nice and close, you will see that that's lovely and sharp all the way through wherever you look on the image. Now what I generally just need to check is that sometimes when you layer an image together, sometimes you get little soft bits at the edge where it's not. You can see there where the alignment has not sat together perfectly at the edges, because as you focus through when you're doing the stack, you do get clipping on the edges of the frame as you go through the focusing sequence. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the top corner and find out where that is, and you can just see there that you can see where the top line is not quite sharp and on the vertical and the horizontal. So I'm going to grab my crop tool and I'm going to go all the way down. Now this is a bit of a slow process, so I'll catch you back up when I've got this selected. So now we've got the image with the marching ants round with the selected portion, and everything on the outside of the marching ants is the area that I want to get rid of. So it's just a simple case of going to image and crop, and there we have the final image. Now just for the purpose of this video, I will just go to image size and put it to 1080 along the longest edge and fit to screen, and there we have the final image. So I'll put that on screen now so you can see it in all its full resolution, full screen, as you see it on the video during the films. So I sincerely hope you enjoyed that brief tutorial. It's not something that I do a lot of. I do think there are lots and lots of videos on YouTube, tutorial based, that people do that and nothing else, and I often think that they're much better placed to cover things like this, but because it was requested by so many of you, I thought I'd put this together today, and it's been a great opportunity because I can't get out and about, and like I said earlier, it provides a bit of additional content until such time I can get back to normal in the field videos. So if you have enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave some comments below, let me know if you've got any questions that you want to ask further about the video. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit that bell for those notifications. So until next time, I will see you soon. Bye for now.